has dominated the league ever since its inception with wrestling. 2-0 this season, 6-1 overall. You see Columbia yet to win an Ivy League duel here this season. We talked about it earlier before we came on about the Ivy League duels. We know what they're getting themselves into. A win would be great for the team, but ultimately it's all about that Ivy League tournament, getting the scouting report on all these guys. But here's a match we're really looking forward to. 165, we mentioned it, kind of our marquee match of the day. Cesar Alvan back in the lineup for the Lions.
Yeah, great to see Cesar back out here. Had a few matches off last weekend. I think he's just a little bit dinged up, but nothing major because he's back out here competing again. So Julian Ramirez, super seasoned guy, he's been in a lot of big matches, been in the national tournament many times, and pretty much always been ranked pretty highly, top 10 guy for the last 3-4 years.
Ramirez comes in at number 5, Alvan in at number 26. Ramirez, an NCAA qualifier in each of his first 3 seasons in collegiate wrestling. Alvan, an NCAA qualifier, is on the 23, and he starts off with a big throw. No points awarded yet, though, but that electrified the Columbia bench as the brick gets thrown from the Columbia side.
And we kind of saw that at 125, just picking up a shot with Cesar's underhook here. Right hand underhook, throw by, right to his back. And it's going to be up to the officials to decide if that was long enough to establish what they consider control in wrestling.
Tony Pritzlaff wanted the points for Cesar Alvan. And your team's down 20-0, and you're kind of halfway through the match. And that was the biggest roar we've heard all day. Cesar Alvan with just an electrifying throw there. We saw the first replay of it. Joe, I don't know if it looked like he had control or not. Maybe we'll see it again. But definitely a good start for Cesar Alvan returning to the lineup.
Yeah, I would say he didn't roll through it like immediately. Cesar held him there for a second, but again, it's kind of a discretionary call that will come down to what the officials see, what the officials think.
This angle is the same angle that the 2 officials are seeing on their monitor right now.
Wrestling has reaction time, so there is, off a takedown, say someone puts their hand down or gets tossed to their back, there is reaction time. What the officials are trying to decide was that enough reaction? Was that beyond the moment of considered reaction time?
We are neutral.
And official is saying that they're neutral, which means, reaction time was there, and Ramirez wrestled out of the position before that reaction time was up. I will say, I think that although he didn't get the takedown, he earned a little respect from Julian Ramirez right there.
Absolutely.
Ramirez has to know that if he comes out guns blazing and doesn't pick his attacks right, he could get put to his back again, and that's not something he wants to do. So, that should give Cesar a little bit of confidence in this match as well, knowing that he can score points, he can control his positions.
So Ramirez put his hand out as Alvan goes in for his first shot. After the throw, both wrestlers back to the feet. Ramirez, Alvan. Both wrestlers going back and forth here. It's Alvan with an underhook.
Ramirez went upper body, which is an interesting. Cesar with a cradle locked up here. Can he take him over? He wants to keep that thing locked. He's got the takedown, but man, keep that thing locked. See if he can get some back points out of this situation here.
The Cornell bench stunned. The Columbia bench fired up here. Alvan
roll through
looking for that
cradle on his back.
Cradle's locked in. Cesar Alvan.
No points. Cesar takes him out of bounds. He's getting 2 swipes on that. Official confirmed 2 swipes. I'm sorry, I missed that. Incredible start so far out of this match. This one's worth the price of admission just for this 165.
We talked about it. Matchup of the day, in our opinion, Joe. You're fired up. Fans are fired up. So is the team. And Alvan up 5-0.
I mean, they're going big. First period comes out, first 30 seconds. We got a potential takedown to his back from Cesar against Ramirez. Gets called no takedown, and then they go right back at kind of duking it out, throwing some big positions, big points on the board.
You can tell these 2 wrestlers are fired up. Ramirez gets an escape point. It's 5-1 Alvan. Ramirez tried to snap Alvan down. Nothing there, 40 seconds to go.
Ramirez is kind of a power guy. I mean, he's got a great hard shot. You saw him try to go upper body with Cesar. Cesar's got a lot of judo experience, though, and he's just super comfortable there. He knows kind of where his hips need to be, where his feet need to land, and where he can be dangerous.
Ramirez got Alvan in a vulnerable spot, but Alvan able to counter.
I think that's a position Ramirez can usually overpower guys in, but Cesar, just with his judo experience, knows how to kind of use his hips and win the position. So Ramirez is kind of going to have to do this, not the hard way necessarily, but I don't think he's going to power through Alvan in an upper body position.
Really good start here in the first period at 165.
Roll through cradle, 1, 2 swipes. Ramirez breaks the lock and immediately starts wrestling into Cesar.
Alvan starts on top here in the second period. The way Alvan's been attacking, he may just let Ramirez up. They go for a mat return. Ramirez escapes, earns a point. It's now 5-2.
See how Alvan responds. I think he's got to keep peppering him with some of his attacks to keep Ramirez honest. What I mean by that is if Ramirez just, can keep plugging away with attack after attack, he's gonna get through what he just did.
Evens the score, riding time getting reversed now. Ramirez trying to earn some back points, but Alvan never got fully on his back. Cesar trying to build his base up, get back to his feet. Ramirez has an underhook though.
It's that high hand, that inside hand that Cesar wants to control. Ramirez is good on top here too though.
And he's getting back points.
I think it was 1 swipe, the official said, not 2, so no back points there, but close. Ramirez is good on top in this this wrist tilt situation, so it's kind of where he scores a lot of points. He can tech guys out, gets on top early in a lot of matches and then tries to tilt guys, and that's kind of his go-to script, I'd say. He's very good at it.
Riding time is now ticking upward in favor of Ramirez. It's approaching 20 seconds. Stays in this position the rest of the period. Ramirez will be over a minute of riding time, or pretty close to it. Columbia bench calling for a stall. Nothing yet.
Yeah, Cesar just needs to battle, keep his hips moving here. Keep building height.
All Alvan in the first. And Ramirez able to tie the score here in the second. A stall warning on bottom for Alvan as we approach the end of the second. Riding time is going to be awfully close to a minute. It's going to be about 57 seconds of riding time for Ramirez. And here comes the takedown to tie the score.
Yeah, nice little touch and go single, lefty single by Ramirez. He's strong when he gets to the leg. His finish percentage is pretty high.
Start in neutral here. Big third period.
Yeah, Cesar chose neutral. Coaches have them choose neutral. They got 57 seconds on the ride time for Ramirez, and Cesar, is he going to find a way? Looks like we're in another cradle situation potentially. And we're back in upper body, which Cesar's good here.
Ramirez going for a pin. Back points being awarded. That's 4 swipes for Ramirez, and Alvan in deep trouble here in the third period. 4 back points, riding time, well over a minute now. 12-5 the score, and Ramirez might just ride Alvan out here.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Ramirez, kind of just going to the legs and then coming up. And they were in a few dicey situations there again.
Alvan had a strong first period, was up 5-0, and since then Ramirez has had a really nice response. This is major decision territory too. Score 12-5, now a minute and 40 seconds of riding time. And number 5 ranked Julian Ramirez. An action-packed match at 165. Best one of the day thus far. Not over just yet. Alvan trying to sit out of this, not able to though. Ramirez just riding him out. Cesar, you mentioned trying to get the hips moving, Joe. He's trying to wiggle his legs around. It's going to be a stall on bottom. 1 point here for Ramirez.
Ramirez has a deep, tight waist with his left arm, and he's got that thing wrapped pretty tight. He's got a head lever, that's what we call that, there, and he's just kind of riding that hard, staying tight. This isn't a bad match for Cesar. I think it gives him a lot of confidence going into the Ivy League championships. And, yeah, Ramirez is going to have his hands full if they meet again.
Best bout of the day was this one, but Julian Ramirez has a good last 2 periods over Cesar Alvan and got off to a real hot start. A major decision win for Julian Ramirez. Columbia won the first 6 here at Levy Gymnasium.